On Apple Valley News now at 6, fire danger remains a threat in eastern Washington, the local blaze that sent firefighters scrambling to put it out.
Cooler and gusty winds in eastern Washington tonight. I'm tracking the latest developments in your First Alert weather forecast.
Plus the new deal, which means hockey fans have a new venue for enjoying Tri-City Americans games.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. It's exactly what you don't want to see on a windy day in late August. Fire burning near power lines in Kennewick this afternoon. This was near Desert Hills Middle School. Police shut down part of Bob Olson Parkway because the wind was spreading the fire so fast. Now the good news is it wasn't nearly as hot as it has been lately. I even felt a couple of raindrops while I was out there. The Kennewick Fire Chief says that crews were able to keep this fire to between 10 and 15 acres this afternoon. Now to updates on several other wildfires that have burned across Washington state. The Twin Firs fire, which was started by a lightning strike last week near Mount Rainier, is now fully contained. These are pictures taken from web cameras at Mount Rainier. The flames only burned a half acre, but a team of more than 24 firefighters worked the flames from the ground as helicopters dropped retardant from the sky. The Twin Firs Trail has also reopened. A meeting is just now getting underway in Chattaroy to address wildfires burning near Spokane. You'll remember this is what we saw earlier this month. One of those fires has burned more than 10,000 acres and destroyed 240 homes near the town of Medical Lake in eastern Washington. That fire is now 85% contained. A shift in the weather conditions across eastern Washington with rain and cooler temperatures may help firefighters. The cause of the Gray Fire is still under investigation, and a contractor predicts it will take hundreds of millions of dollars for the community to rebuild. We'll continue talking about that new tonight at 6:30. Also in Spokane County, firefighters have the Oregon Fire 79% contained. This is near the community of Elk. Flames have burned more than 10,000 acres and around 126 homes. Fire crews on the ground and the air are hitting hot spots. There's no word on how this fire started either. Well, let's talk about your forecast now. We're seeing some more stormy weather and, of course, that wind that we've been dealing with today. Stacey Lee joins us with a look at what to expect this evening.
Let's talk about the wind. It's still breezy. These are sustained wind speeds right now. As you can see, it's very windy in Ellensburg. 33 miles an hour, gusting up to 50 or so. Toppenish, very windy, as well as Prosser. Things have quieted down slightly in the Columbia Basin, still windy on the I-84 corridor through Pendleton. So that is a problem if there's any new fire starts. Now we are seeing degrading air quality. It's getting worse. We're getting to unhealthy just outside of Tri-Cities and unhealthy for sensitive groups in the orange. Yellow is moderate, and we're even seeing some purple way up to the north. So again, we've been getting degrading air quality throughout the day. Plus, we've been tracking lightning storms again, most of it moving up to the north and way up to the west there in the Blue Mountains tonight. Here's your evening planner. Again, we'll see overcast, cloudy skies. Those breezy winds continuing tonight. 66 by 9 o'clock in the Tri-Cities. Some partly cloudy skies here. Breezy winds starting to calm down tonight. 69 for your low at low, yes, at 9 o'clock. And in Walla Walla, still the possibility of some random thunder showers through this evening. So remember, when the thunder roars, you got to head indoors. Gusty winds continue. We'll see them again tomorrow. Rain and thunderstorms possible. We dry out slightly on Wednesday. Lots more to get to in your full weather forecast. Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. And just into our newsroom this evening, ESD 123 has selected Lindsay Leitner to fill position 3 on the Richland School Board after 3 of the 5 board members were recalled in the August primary election. ESD 123 selected Leitner from among 3 candidates to replace former board member Audra Bird. Leitner will be sworn in at the Richland School Board meeting on Thursday. Then the 3 board members will be able to appoint 2 temporary positions. The search continues tonight for a juvenile female suspect who reportedly held scissor blades up to the neck of a CPS worker while that worker was driving. Police say the juvenile was being transported from Walla Walla to a foster home in Benton County when the incident happened. The Benton County Sheriff's Office says the juvenile directed the CPS worker to keep driving, then to stop in a remote area north of Prosser in Benton County. The Sheriff's Department says the car slid into a ditch. The juvenile reportedly ran away and got into another unknown vehicle. A delayed start for fall classes for some Washington students. Teachers in the Evergreen School District in southwestern Washington say they will go on strike tomorrow if an agreement has not been reached. The first day of school for the Camas School District was sidelined Monday as teachers there went on strike. They say they're concerned about larger class sizes and they want what they call equitable funding for programs and cost of living raises.
We're seeing really big class sizes in the secondary level. We have chemistry classes with 38 students, which is concerning for safety. It's so disheartening. It's impacting students, right? We're supposed to be starting our first day of school, and that is what we want to do. Right now, the district isn't even willing to come to the table.
Inflation's gone up. The state's provided more money for us, and so we're just asking for that money that's already been agreed to.
And unfortunately, it had to start with doing some expenditure cuts, right? Just like a private business would do. In order to get back on track and really get to a balanced budget.
The district superintendent says declining enrollment, a loss of pandemic funding, and a loss of 20% of the budget from a local levy all impacted resources. That resulted in layoffs, including 37 teachers. The Federal Clean Air Act requires companies that store more than 10,000 pounds of anhydrous ammonia to have a risk management plan in place to prevent chemical spills. If they don't cover all their bases, they'll have to pay the price. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us that's the situation two Yakima-based companies find themselves in right now.
Up until 2021, Congdon Packing Company operated a cold storage facility at 10 West Meade Avenue in Yakima, on a property owned by D&H Properties Yakima that used large quantities of ammonia.
The ammonia is what makes the facility cold in order to store the fruit or produce or whatever is on site at that facility.
The chemical necessary for refrigeration but dangerous, as an accidental ammonia spill could potentially leave workers dead or seriously injured. But with a federally required risk management plan in place,
companies can reduce the chances of a chemical release and lower risk to both plant workers, the surrounding community, and first responders.
The EPA says in this case, the facility did have a plan in place,
but it was not adequate to the standards of what they need to be in compliance.
Outdated safety information, equipment not maintained or replaced properly, 3 employees not given initial safety training, plus months late on completing a process hazard analysis and years late on implementing recommendations from the previous one. All violations of federal law that are costing the two companies $194,000 in penalties.
This facility did not have any releases, but by making sure they do implement this plan and having all of these parts of their risk management plan in place, it helps prevent any future releases, which is really our goal in our program.
Congdon moved its fruit packing to a different location in 2021, and D&H sold the property on Meade Avenue. Now, a different company runs the cold storage facility, one that's not involved in the EPA's case about the former owner and operator. In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, this settlement is part of an effort by the EPA's National Enforcement and Compliance Initiative to reduce the risk of accidental releases at industrial and chemical facilities across the country. In business news tonight, a drop in the number of open jobs in the United States for the third consecutive month. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of available jobs has dropped below 9 million for the first time since 2021. Job openings dropped to 8.8 million from just over 9 million in June. The imbalance between worker demand and supply could force wages up, and that could again cause an increase in inflation. Well, they're the medications that millions of Americans rely on for their health. Now we've learned the details of the list of drugs the government plans to negotiate prices for. Details on that in just a moment. And cloudy skies and blustery conditions in eastern Washington as our temperatures take a dive. Stacey Lee is tracking your first alert forecast. Plus, it is legal in Washington state. Next, the renewed concerns over medical and recreational use of cannabis and its potential impact. You're watching Apple Valley News Now at 6.
Our phones keep us constantly connected. But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? To limit screen time, but not quality time. And to give us rhythm instead of algorithms. Introducing Us Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. Choose from big deals and great rates on new trucks and SUVs, now through September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
Whether you're working hard or hardly working, it's time to get a better night's sleep. And during the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. And get up to $900 off adjustable Purple mattress sets. Or check out the Summit, now only $299.99. Save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends Monday.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT TurboMax pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
Saturday, the final year of the Huskies in the Pac-12 kicks off on ABC and Apple Valley News Now as Boise State takes on Washington live from Seattle. The Broncos battle the Huskies, Saturday starting at 12:30, only on Apple Valley News Now.
What are you doing out there?
Taking the scenic route. I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event tag. With 5 drive modes, this Nissan Rogue gives the performance of a lifetime. Now comes the real star of the show.
Now get a low $419 per month lease or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Monday. Hapo Center Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2023 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free Call 833-SPA-SALE.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. Choose from big deals and great rates on new trucks and SUVs, now through September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
So I'm not sure I could even talk about this, but US Cellular has a new deal where you can get a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 or Z Fold 5 for free.
My business sense says that's a great deal.
You're so right. That's a totally awesome deal.
US Cellular, built for us.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. A new study conducted here in Washington State finds cannabis use disorder is more severe among those who use the drug both medically and recreationally. Kaiser Permanente of Washington State surveyed nearly 110,000 patients. The study indicated using cannabis in this way led to a more severe addiction than only using it medically. An investigator with Kaiser's Research Institute says the message of this study is that cannabis use disorder is common among primary care patients in a state where it is legalized. According to the CDC, cannabis use disorder means that a person has 2 or more symptoms, like consuming more than intended, an inability to quit, and experiencing withdrawal. You can find that study in JAMA Network Open. Today, the Biden administration released its list of the first 10 drugs that Medicare will be targeting for price negotiation. It'll likely be years at the very earliest before we see those lower prices at the pharmacy. But this is important because up until now, Medicare hasn't been able to negotiate drug prices at all. Eliquis, Jardiance, Xarelto, Entresto, Stelara, Enbrel. You've almost certainly heard the names in advertisements on TV and online. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, says insulin and 9 other drugs on their list accounted for more than $50 billion in Medicare prescription drug costs in a single 12-month period. That same list cost patients more than $3 billion in out-of-pocket costs last year. And that's not counting the people who simply didn't take their medication because they couldn't afford to fill the prescription.
On too many nights, too many Americans lay in bed staring at the ceiling, worrying what will happen if their spouse gets sick, if their child gets sick. Today is the start of a new deal for patients, where Big Pharma doesn't just get a blank check at your expense and the expense of the American people.
Until now, the government has simply had to pay up for medications, which in some cases could cost thousands of dollars per person per month. The Inflation Reduction Act gave CMS the authority to negotiate directly with drug makers. That might seem perfectly reasonable, but the Biden administration is facing opposition from Republicans in Congress and lawsuits from the pharmaceutical industry, saying that giving the government power to negotiate drug prices amounts to imposing government price controls or even taking private property for public use without just compensation, which would violate the Constitution. Administration officials say they're confident in the law.
There is no part of the Constitution that prohibits Medicare drug negotiations. And just important to remember that basically what pharma is arguing in these court cases is that they should have no limit to be able to charge whatever they want. And that is exactly why Americans support the Medicare drug negotiation by 80%.
Now that the drug list is out, companies will have to decide if they're willing to negotiate or potentially risk losing the government's business. Officials are planning to research through the fall and winter, then make their price offers next February. If everything goes perfectly, those negotiated prices would take effect in 2026.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, we've had a little bit of everything today. In fact, some fast-moving thunderstorms again way to the north and east of the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities area. But we were seeing a lot of lightning on that line all the way up towards Ritzville. On top of that, we've had degrading air quality today on top of those breezy winds. And in fact, we are unhealthy right now just around this red dot here in the Tri-Cities. Orange, unhealthy for sensitive groups, and yellow is in the marginal. So air quality is an issue as those winds continue to come up from the south. We're decreasing winds here in the Columbia Basin, 14 miles an hour sustained, 81 degrees on our Ledges Casino Skycam tonight in Richland. Again, ridge of low pressure right here. Most of those storms again moving off to the east as that ridge moves on with it. So we have a little break between systems there, as you can see on the coast. Let's take a look at our futurecast. We'll have mainly clear skies tomorrow. Then you'll start to see those clouds building back up as we move into Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. That's when we'll see our next round of showers through the region. And again, pretty quick moving, not going to bring a lot of moisture with that, but again, potential for some rain showers on Thursday through the region and potentially some more thunder and lightning. Wind is the big story here. Look at these gusts right now at Hanford and Yakima and in Tri-Cities as well. Pendleton, very windy this evening. Those winds continue to blow. This is at midnight tonight. Still going to be breezy to windy here in the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities. A little lighter there in the Kittitas Valley, but still strong gusty winds, and we'll continue to see those even into the early parts of the morning as you're heading out to work and school in the morning. Those winds stay breezy through the afternoon, finally getting a little bit of a break as we get into our Thursday morning, and a little bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley in the afternoon. So breezy, gusty winds still an issue. Batten down the hatches, tie down those garbage cans so they don't end up in another town. 61 for your overnight low tonight, Tri-Cities, 57 in Walla Walla, 56 tonight, Yakima, 54 in Toppenish. So overall, a little bit cooler than we've been seeing. And again, those breezy winds for tomorrow. Look at these temps. Remember, we were at 103 on Monday, down to 81 for our daytime high tomorrow. 79 in Hermiston, 77 Walla Walla, 79 also in Yakima. These temperatures are running anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of year. Let's plan your day out tomorrow. Again, early at the bus stop. Maybe you need a little bit of a light coat, but it'll warm up by midday. Mostly clear skies in Yakima. Then those clouds start to come back in later in the evening. Same thing, bus stop temperature 62, Tri-Cities by noon up to 74. And again, we'll cool back down and start to see those clouds increasing. In Yakima, Walla Walla, a little bit cooler there at the bus stop in the morning. Again, midday, not bad. Afternoon looking good, dropping down into the 60s. And here's a great example of those gusty winds we had today. Check out this tent. This was somebody's workout area. Tent ended up in the neighbor's yard. So again, that's what I mean by tie down and secure those items. Remember to snap those weather photos and send them to me, S. Lee at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Include your name, a little bit of information about the photo. Here's your short-term forecast moving in towards the weekend. Again, those showers back Thursday and Friday in the Tri-Cities. Again, a little bit warmer on Friday, but look at that low, or the daytime high on Thursday, 73, with again showers potentially happening. Same thing in the Walla Walla Valley, temperatures on the cool side. But don't worry, we're heading to a 3-day weekend. Labor Day on the way. Temperatures are going to warm up just slightly. I'll get to that here in just a little bit. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. We have an exciting announcement for Tri-City Americans fans next. Plus, still ahead tonight, details to make this year's Yakima Chalk Fest bigger and better than ever. You're watching Apple Valley News Now at 6.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course! It's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary sale.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Set summer in motion with the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet, like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport and the Ridgeline, built for better off-road performance and engineered for more adventure. This summer, create your own adventures with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
The Labor Day savings are kicking off early this week at Walker's Furniture.
And that means some of the biggest discounts of the year as Walker's marks down all bedroom and living room furniture, as well as big savings on Serta and Beauty Rest mattresses. Plus, they brought in special 5 years no-interest financing with no money down and no minimum purchase, so you can get that furniture you want now and pay for it later.
This is one sale our regular customers wait all year for.
On now this week at Walker's.
Our customers depend on us for everything. We grow well over 200 different crop varieties, and there's tremendous diversity within our trade territory. We spend a lot of time and work a lot with our customers on enhancing and utilization of the products that John Deere offers. From a technology perspective, we do what we say every single day.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Monday, major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Hapo Center Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT TurboMax pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
Let a Mattress Depot USA sleep specialist put you on the mattress that matches your sleeping habits.
Stop by today. You'll sleep better tonight.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Local hockey fans are going to hear some changes on the radio this season. The Tri-City Americans have announced they're officially signing on with Jacobs Radio. Jeff Jacobs said you'll be able to tune in on an app and listen from anywhere you have a cell signal. But locally, he said the change will also give fans a clearer signal on FM radio instead of AM.
A great thing for the fans is that this, not being an AM radio station, FM we're in full stereo. Right? You're going to have a better sound quality. We've invested in some very state-of-the-art equipment, both the Tri-City Americans and Jacobs Radio, to bring these broadcasts crystal clear. It's not going to be like through a phone line like it was for so many years.
September 8th at 6 p.m. will be the first game and also the launch of that new change. The Downtown Association of Yakima is accepting applications for the annual Chalk Art Fest in downtown Yakima. This year, the event is carnival themed, and they're trying to make the free, family-friendly event bigger and better than ever. They're encouraging kids to come in Halloween costumes. They will have a costume contest this year. They're also bringing in more music and adding a hospitality tent for the bands. For the first time, the Downtown Association is also offering artists the ability to sell their artwork in a booth during the event.
Our goal is always revitalizing the downtown and having events down here to showcase what we bring and what the downtown has to offer to the community.
They are still looking for volunteers, artists, vendors, and sponsors ahead of the event. That is coming up on October 14th. They do have spots available for 25 artists, and there will be a cash prize for the winners. We still have a lot more news ahead for you in our second half hour. Wildfire flames in Medical Lake leave a devastating impact on eastern Washington. Tonight, we're talking about how much it might take for the community to recover. New tonight at 6:30.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
Queensgate Gardens thanks you all for the wonderful support that you've shown us throughout this incredible spring season. We are truly honored to have such amazing customers like you. Come on down for any last-minute summer planting and check out our amazing selection at our fruit stand.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall!
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back!
I just love fall. Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it! Peak fall achieved! DQ, happy tastes good.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course, it's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary, and we're having a gigantic sale.
Take advantage of our best prices of the year.
And interest-free financing.
David, you do know anniversaries only come once a year, right?
Yes, and if you miss ours, you'll be sorry.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
I'm currently out of the office, focusing on a little blue sky thinking. I'll be taking meetings with family and friends and checking voicemail as my activities permit. I'll connect with you after reconnecting with me. Get 1.9% APR plus $500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT4, XT5, and XT6. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is teeing up for the LPGA Epson Tour, and you too can go for the green. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in August, play to win up to $5,000 in cash and prizes. A perfect putt will multiply your prize up to 5 times. Play with your club wild card on Monday for 10 times entries to win. Plus, 3 winners will go for the green and putt to win up to $10,000 in the grand prize playoff on September 3rd. Come go for the green. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
Okay, so I'm not sure I could even talk about this, but US Cellular has a new deal where you can get a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 or Z Fold 5 for free.
You're so right. That's a totally awesome deal.
And the Galaxy Z Flip 5 fits right in the smallest of pockets.
My business sense says that's a great deal.
And the Fold 5 has an expansive screen for cinematic viewing.
Excuse me, it's work. Talk to me.
What a boss.
New and current customers can get a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 or Z Fold 5 for free. US Cellular, built for us.
Fred's Appliance has GE Profile appliances on sale with smart leading-edge features that make life a little easier.
Smart features and sophisticated designs to simplify your life.
Profile dishwashers are quiet, powerful, and offer flexible loading options.
Save on GE appliances with up to $2,000 in rebates at your local Fred's Appliance. Plus, get up to $500 in exclusive rebates.
Fred's has appliances in stock and on sale. Stop in and see us today.
For many Northwest families, fishing and hunting aren't just recreation, they're a rite of passage. Washington Fish and Wildlife says National Hunting and Fishing Day is coming up at the end of next month, September 30th. This marks a free opportunity to introduce young people to these pastimes. This year's event takes place from 9 to 3 at Camp Cowles in Newport, Washington. Next, a Benton County firefighter and paramedic loses her job, that as she's filed a claim against the county. Plus, an alarming trend, instances of gun violence reaching levels not seen in a decade. And parts of Florida bracing tonight for the onslaught from a powerful storm. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Benton County Fire District 1 held a special board meeting in Kennewick today discussing the possible discipline of one of its firefighter paramedics. But the employee is also one who's brought a lawsuit against the department for sexual harassment and other claims. And according to Benton County Fire District 1, firefighter paramedic Samantha Ward received a complaint against her by another employee. A hearing was scheduled before the public before disciplinary action could be taken. Well, Ward came to this afternoon's meeting with her legal counsel. She read several statements of support and says up until this point, she had never received a verbal warning or had any kind of disciplinary action against her. Now, however, in March of this year, Ward had filed a lawsuit against Benton County Fire District 1, saying she was a victim of sexual harassment and discrimination. She accuses Fire Chief Lonnie Click of calling her pretty and trying to hug her. She also alleges she was denied a promotion because she says she was denied training opportunities. There are several other instances and claims in the court documents. Ward's legal counsel says they believe the complaint made against Ward happened after she filed the lawsuit. They say that it's retaliation. Now, despite that emotional testimony and letters of support, Ward was fired at the end of today's hearing.
Was in direct retaliation to having filed a lawsuit and participating in protected activities. I believe they tried to make an example out of me for what happens if you do speak up as a female in the workplace at Benton County Fire District 1.
The first time I've ever seen a pre-disciplinary hearing done in such a setting as a Board of Commissioners. Interesting way to do things, not the way that I have seen it done. Taken back by the decision, and we'll follow our process going forward.
Now, Ward tells Apple Valley News Now after her termination, she will be seeking further action against the department. She referred to her lawyer for the next steps that will be taken. A disturbing trend tonight, the number of gun violence incidents has reached a high this year, not experienced in a decade. That, according to the Gun Violence Archive. A shooting Sunday in Kentucky is among 500 mass shootings this year across the country. Now, the National Gun Violence Archive defines a mass shooting as an incident where at least 4 people are killed or hurt, not including the shooter. According to the Gun Violence Archive, the country experienced more mass shootings this year than all the way back in 2013 when it began keeping track. A Kaiser Family Foundation survey from earlier this year found more than 50% of American adults say they or a relative experienced a gun-related incident. A rapidly intensifying storm is taking aim at Florida. The National Weather Service says Hurricane Idalia has the makings of an unprecedented event for the Big Bend area of the Sunshine State. That storm now set to make landfall sometime tomorrow as a Category 3 hurricane. Gloria Pazmino reports from Clearwater Beach, Florida.
Florida in the direct path of a rapidly intensifying storm.
This is going to be a major hurricane, likely a Category 3.
The first major hurricane set to make landfall in the U.S. this year. Idalia is threatening millions with potentially deadly storm surges and heavy flooding.
The number one killer in all of these storms is water. Whether it's the storm surge that's going to happen at the coast or the excessive rainfall that might happen inland that causes urban flash flooding.
The National Hurricane Center is predicting wind speeds well over 100 miles per hour, which could lead to widespread power outages.
You're going to see power lines knocked down, and it's just going to require a concerted effort.
Evacuations are underway in at least 22 counties as coastal communities brace for the worst.
Don't try to be a hero and ride it out. If they tell you to get out of there, please get out of there and do it now.
Local, state, and federal agencies are mobilizing ahead of anticipated search and rescue, power restoration, and recovery efforts.
We will continue to move forces in to be ready to respond at Florida's request to come in after the storm passes.
But as the storm quickly approaches, officials warn the time to prepare is running out.
Whatever you decide is the best for yourself and your family, again, the action is now. You must do it now.
Gloria Pazmino, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, the storm is expected to make landfall sometime tomorrow. Here in our area, we are seeing some stormy weather, but not nearly that bad. Stacey Lee joins us now with your first alert forecast.
We have had thunder and lightning, but our biggest impact today has been the strong gusty winds. As you can see now, these are sustained wind speeds 33, 32 in Prosser, 29 in Ellensburg, starting to calm down slightly in the Columbia Basin, still breezy in Pendleton and Walla Walla tonight. So again, that has been the big thing, and air quality continues to worsen. We had a little dot before, now we're starting to see unhealthy air from Connell down into parts of Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, even into Pendleton, and unhealthy for sensitive groups for the rest of the the area. That could continue to get worse overnight tonight, unfortunately. Plus, we did track some thunder and lightning a little bit earlier. Most of it off to the north now. Most of it stayed to the east of the Columbia Basin and Tri-Cities. So strong gusty winds, rain and thunderstorms possible. Dry but windy tomorrow, and then more potential rain for our Thursday and Friday. Here's a quick sneak peek of your 7-day forecast. Again, those cool temperatures on Thursday. A slight warm up on Friday with showers possible, and then a nice warm weekend heading into Labor Day with Labor Day Monday. Kind of looks more like a Memorial Day weekend forecast than a Labor Day forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. We've been tracking this for more than a week now. The Gray Fire in Spokane County has taken a huge toll. It destroyed dozens of homes in Medical Lake, and now the community is beginning to recover from the wildfire. Marissa Rillo spoke to one person who lost their home in the fire and also heard from a contractor about what he believes it will take to restore the community.
It's been 10 days since the Gray Fire began ripping through Medical Lake. The destruction behind me once was a home. A family member who used to live here says they think it will take at least a year to rebuild.
Travis Hodgen was working as a camp counselor when he found out the home he lived in was about to catch fire. He says he only cared about his cat, Potato. When he returned from camp, ash and piles of burned remains covered the ground where his house once stood. 3 years ago, Hodgen was homeless. The family who lived here took him in, and this has been his home ever since. Now, they are all living in a hotel. They have lost so much, but Medical Lake will always be their home.
We want to rebuild. Medical Lake is a really great community, and I think we're going to make the house smaller. I think that's her plan. Obviously, I was not the homeowner, so that's completely up to her. But we're just hoping to find maybe a nice Airbnb for the next year.
I spoke with a local contractor on the phone who estimates that it will cost at least $200 million to rebuild all the homes destroyed in the fire. About 6 to 8 different contractors will be needed to restore this community. For smaller homes, it will likely take a minimum of 1 year to finish. For larger homes, 18 months to 2 years. This is what the Medical Lake community now faces. Hodgen says they have 3 cats that were lost in the fire. One has been caught. His cat Potato is still out there. He comes every morning to entice him with treats, but still no luck.
We usually set up a tarp, play Uno, and try to just make them feel comfortable. Cats are just notoriously hard to catch because they're so skittish, but we caught one, and we're going to continue to come back every day until we have all 3.
Hodgen says because they now live in a hotel, he doesn't even know if they can keep the cats. They may have to be rehomed. He says this is tough since he already has lost so much.
Now, as of last check, firefighters had the Gray Fire 85% contained. The flames have burned more than 10,000 acres. Making national headlines tonight, the company 3M will pay $6 billion to resolve lawsuits over faulty combat earplugs. Now, approximately 300,000 lawsuits have been filed by U.S. military veterans who claim the earplugs resulted in hearing loss. They were used in both training and combat by the military from 2003 to 2015. The company Arrow Technologies actually manufactured the earplugs, but then 3M purchased the company in 2008. Arrow filed for bankruptcy last year in an attempt to limit its exposure, but a court stopped that bankruptcy filing from taking effect. Attorneys for 3M say the settlement is not an admission of liability on their part. As students prepare to return to school, we're seeing renewed concern about COVID-19. While CDC data shows that COVID hospitalizations have increased over the past few weeks, health experts say those numbers are still near historic lows. And even as a new Omicron subvariant of COVID-19 has been detected, an updated booster shot is going to be available soon. It's expected to help reduce the risk of severe disease and hospitalization. ABC's Melissa Adon is breaking down all the new information.
As students return to school for the fall, COVID-19 hospitalizations are once again on the rise. The CDC saying new data shows hospitalizations have increased nearly 19% in the most recent week. But while the nation has seen a slight increase in COVID deaths, those numbers remain near historic lows.
We've had the summer wave in 2020, 2021, 2022, and now 2023. It is predictable. It's what COVID does.
Former White House COVID advisor Dr. Deborah Birx is urging Americans to take the virus more seriously, noting that hospital admissions for COVID never reached zero. and calling for a more updated booster to combat the latest variant.
We're in a current wave, and I know everybody out there knows someone who has COVID right now, and those are the ones that happen to test.
The CDC says the new variant does not appear to cause more severe illness at this point.
Over the past few weeks, we've definitely seen an uptick in the numbers of COVID. A lot of those patients that have been coming in for unrelated illnesses are found to have COVID.
New York's governor encouraging residents to get the new booster as soon as it's available and providing N95 masks statewide.
That was ABC's Melissa Dawn reporting. Now, U.S. health officials say the new updated COVID-19 booster shot should be available in mid-September. And President Biden is also requesting additional funding so that the new vaccine can be widely available. Well, they say they're ready to fly, but the feds say not so fast. The concerns that have turned up for hundreds of pilots. And from hot and sunny to much cooler and some gray skies in parts of our area, we're in the midst of some big changes. Stacey Lee is tracking all of that in your First Alert forecast. Plus a resource and a Northwest destination for enjoying water sports and the great outdoors. We're getting an eagle-eye view of the Snake River when we fly the Northwest.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they helped us actually connect?
What would I give?
Introducing US Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich with fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage. Well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. Choose from big deals and great rates on new trucks and SUVs now through September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
What you doing out there?
Taking the scenic route. I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event tag. With 5 drive modes, this Nissan Rogue gives the performance of a lifetime. Now comes the real star of the show.
Now get a low $419 per month lease or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
Why buy a mattress from Mattress Depot USA?
Low prices.
Every day, we beat any competitor's price.
Selection?
All sizes and brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic.
Customer service.
Our sleep specialists average 10 years in the industry. Check out our reviews.
Comfort guarantee?
120 nights worth.
Same-day delivery.
Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Local?
Born here, live here.
Come see us today.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Give yourself that new car feeling with a detail from ProClean Auto Detail Systems. Details start at just $125 and we'll make your car look and feel like new. Gift certificates are available. Forget the rest and come to the best. ProClean Auto Detail Systems.
Why did you choose Sunset Gardens?
I had Skip's urn at home for 2 years. In my mind, when Skip passed and I had him cremated, that urn was always going to be at home. But what I realized is that there was no closure. So in placing him and giving him that honor, I know that his spirit is now soaring where it should be, and mine is soaring where it should be.
See what makes Sunset Gardens the perfect choice for your loved ones.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. Choose from big deals and great rates on new trucks and SUVs now through September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So I'm not sure I could even talk about this, but US Cellular has a new deal where you can get a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 or Z Fold 5 for free.
My business sense says that's a great deal.
You're so right. That's a totally awesome deal.
US Cellular, built for us.
The Snake River starts in Wyoming and travels more than 1,000 miles before ending into the Columbia River just outside Tri-Cities. Along the way, it passes through Hell's Canyon, which is an 8,000-foot gorge between Oregon and Idaho, just south of Lewiston and Clarkston. And it is our focus tonight as we fly the Northwest.
take a jet boat ride. The Snake River has a lot to offer. Once we pull out of the marina, we'll turn and head upriver. And the Snake River runs north, you're going upriver south. There's only like 3 rivers in the U.S. that run backwards like that. We'll go up today 60 miles. We'll see a bunch of wildlife, a lot of history, geology we talk about, and see some different older sites, some older homesteads. And a lot of people don't know Hell's Canyon is the deepest canyon in North America. It's a half a mile deeper than the Grand Canyon. But the Grand Canyon is more vertical, where our canyon will go up, then it ventures out, and then it goes up more. So very few places from the water can you see the actual rim of the canyon.
We are at the mouth of the Grand Ronde River on the Snake. We are here steelhead fishing. This time of year you can also catch salmon. I've caught coho and chinook here also. And we like to swing flies. This year we've gotten more fish coming over the dams than the last couple of years, so that's a good sign. This time of year it's very busy. You're actually sitting in, they call this the Social Security run, because all the retired people come down and camp here and fish. This is my heaven, especially in the winter time when there are no trailers here. So I'll fish through December down here in January. And then later on in the year, this will all be capped with snow. It's just a gorgeous place to be.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
I like that, the Social Security section of the Snake River. All right, let's take a look at our air quality around the area tonight. Again, it is getting worse. We have unhealthy air quality in this red zone here. Orange is unhealthy for sensitive groups, moderate in the yellow, okay in the green. But again, that's been steadily getting worse throughout the day. Again, those gusty winds are bringing in that smoke from all the fires around the area. And those gusty winds continue to blow this evening. Again, strong gusty winds through the Yakima Valley, Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities. We're not done with those winds here. Kind of died down a little bit, but they're going to pick back up this evening. Plus, we're seeing those gusty winds along the foothills of the Blues and between Hermiston and Pendleton I-84. Dangerous for those truck routes there, those high-profile vehicles. And again, we'll continue to see those breezy winds through part of the day tomorrow. As we transition into our Thursday, where we could see some showers, we'll see some breezy winds in the Columbia Basin and Dayton. Overall, much calmer, though, than the last couple of days, and no wind advisory in place. 81 right now in our Legends Casino Skycam. Again, the winds are a little bit calmer right now at 14 miles per hour. Our feels like temp is 81. So it feels good out there. It's going to be looking a bit hazy. Ridge of low pressure that brought in all the rain and thunderstorms this afternoon, now moving off to the east and taking all of that along with it. So things will start to clear out as we move through the evening. You'll see those kind of cloudy skies, but moving out, mostly clear tomorrow. So a little break in between systems. And then we see more showers developing late Thursday, or excuse me, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And we'll see that rain move through the Columbia Basin into the foothills of the Blues, Walla Walla, Pendleton, Heppner area. And again, a little bit unstable, though, moving through the day as we'll see that wraparound moisture continue through the region. Tonight, we've got cooler, breezy conditions. We'll stay in the 50s here in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, moving down into the lower Valley, Prosser area, 55, Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities, 61, 57, and 54, down to 53 tonight, Pendleton along the foothills of the Blues. Tomorrow's daytime highs, again, if you recall, Monday at 103, our daytime high 81, much cooler in the 70s for the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, as well as Hermiston and along the foothills of the Blues. So our warm spot will be here, Columbia Basin, Hanford, Tri-Cities, and Prosser. Planning your day tomorrow. Again, here's the temperatures out the door at 8. Lunchtime 75. Should be pretty clear in the evening, and then we'll start to see clouds start to move back in by tomorrow evening in Yakima. Again, we'll have a few clouds out there, 62 to start the day, midday looking good, and again dropping down to 70 by 8, and we'll start to see those clouds building up. In Walla Walla, again, a little overcast there, a little cooler at 59 out the door. By lunchtime, 70 down to 66 at 8. And again, this is a great example of the wind gusts today in the Tri-Cities. We didn't have a wind advisory. However, it knocked over this tent in a yard in Kennewick. So remember, send me your weather photos, even if it's a tent blown over. I'd love to see it. slee@applevalleyNewsNow.com. Short-term forecast next 3 days. Again, we've got those showers coming back Thursday, potentially on Friday. Much cooler temperatures moving towards the Labor Day weekend. We'll see 80s on Wednesday, cooling down in the 70s Tri-Cities with a chance of rain again through Friday. Temperatures will start to warm up as we head to that 3-day weekend. And again, Wednesday, the temperatures stay in the 70s. Rain returns, temperatures overnight in the 50s. 7-day planning forecast. I've got that coming up in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course! It's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary sale.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Next extra, Howie versus Sandoval take 2. After he got heat over his Tom Sandoval interview, what he's saying now about Raquel.
I'm gonna get killed for saying this.
Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall!
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back!
I just love fall.
Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it! Peak fall achieved! DQ, happy tastes good.
Wish you had help getting things done. Same. So I got Spectrum One. It's fast internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi, all for a great price. Want it? Here's the number.
Call 833-784-4999 to get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Spectrum Internet delivers the fastest download speeds in the nation.
Which helps me run all of this easily. Kids checkups, scheduled. Work, bust. Treat dispenser, treating. And since I'm always on this, unlimited mobile is a no-brainer. Work.
Switch to Spectrum One, 300 megabit internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security.
Spectrum One gets it done.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-784-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a store today.
This summer, GMA's popping up all across the country. It's GMA's Rise and Shine Summer Tour.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine. So where will we be tomorrow morning? Okay, here's a clue. There's tons of sun, style, and endless beaches. Find out tomorrow only on Good Morning America.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Monday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Hapo Center Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tub starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Let a Mattress Depot USA sleep specialist put you on the mattress that matches your sleeping habits.
Stop by today. You'll sleep better tonight.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
An investigation launched into nearly 5,000 pilots suspected of falsifying medical records. That in an alleged attempt to conceal conditions that would make them unfit to fly. Those pilots who fall under scrutiny told the FAA they were healthy enough to fly. However, they allegedly did not report as required by law. They were also collecting veterans' benefits for disabilities that would make them ineligible to pilot a plane. VA investigators uncovered discrepancies by cross-checking federal databases. At least 60 pilots have been grounded amid a review of their records, and officials are now considering whether any of those pilots should face charges for allegedly defrauding the benefit system. A new idea for air travel, one airline is now experimenting with an adults-only section on its planes. Turkish-Dutch carrier Corendon Airlines now testing a special section for travelers 16 years and older. Beginning in November, passengers can book a seat in the adults-only section on flights between Amsterdam and Curaçao. It's separated by the rest of the plane by walls and curtains. Upgrading your ticket will cost between $50 and $100 a piece. You're watching Apple Valley News Now at 6:30. Stacey Lee is back with a final look at your weather next.
Need a new furry pal? It's Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now. Each Wednesday, we'll feature lovable pets from area shelters wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Windermere Group 1 and Apple Valley News Now.
Craving an action-packed stack of game-changing, meaty, cheesy awesomeness? Taco Time's Taco Cheeseburger. You're welcome. When you know what you want, anytime is taco time.
What is a leader? Someone who has backbone, resilience, determination to put a stake in the ground and get their hands a little dirty. Arrow Construction Supply has been the Northwest's leading provider of asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. From homeowner do-it-yourself to large commercial projects, we have everything for sale or rent to get the job done. Your locally owned and operated Arrow Construction Supply, leading the way and hitting our mark for 30 years.
Hey Tri-Cities, the Mid-Columbia Duck Race is coming September 23rd, and so is your chance to win great prizes while supporting our community. This year's grand prize, the new 2023 Toyota Tacoma from Toyota of Tri-Cities, plus dozens of other great prizes too. See your nearest Rotarian and buy your ducks. Every duck comes with valuable coupons for local savings. Lend a hand, buy a duck, and keep this wonderful community fundraiser going strong. Mid-Columbia Duck Race presented by Toyota of Tri-Cities and Autobahn Auto Care Center.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So third year.
Hurry in and save up to $200 on a set of 4 tires, plus get an extra $50 off with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is teeing up for the LPGA Epson Tour, and you too can go for the green. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in August, play to win up to $5,000 in cash and prizes. A perfect putt will multiply your prize up to 5 times. Play with your club wild card on Monday for 10 times entries to win. Plus, 3 winners will go for the green and putt to win up to $10,000 in the grand prize playoff on September 3rd. Come go for the green. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. We're taking a final look at your forecast. And Stacey, we saw a little bit of everything today.
We had it all today. Let me tell you, the wind, the lightning, the rain, and again, poor air quality tonight. Keep an eye on that. Again, those gusty winds for us again tomorrow. Temperatures again cooler. 70% chance of rain there in Yakima Thursday, Friday. And then we warm up slightly for that Labor Day weekend, holiday weekend there. And those temperatures look like they're going to stay a little on the cooler side. Typically, we're in the low, mid to upper 80s this time of year. Windy back to school, first day of school for the kids in Tri-Cities. Again, those rain showers through Friday. Slight chance over the weekend, but temperatures warm up. Should be a good weekend to get outside and enjoy the last hoorah of summer. And then the windy conditions, again, the 80s by the weekend in Walla Walla. Labor Day looking good at 75. So yeah, it's the last little tiny squeeze of summer right now.
You know, I think a lot of people are excited about the sweater weather.
There you go.
Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. You can always find the latest on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com, and we're back tonight at 11.